us under the police.
Hey,
Come on back in the room. Hey, Graciela. Hey, Alicia. Come on back in the room. Hey, come on back in the room. Hey, pilots and pods. Come on in the room. This episode was a little dry, but we'll talk about some things. Hey, Fro on a Mission. Hey, Mel Fitness. Child, I'm winding down because y'all know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. We're getting close. Yes, hit the like. When you come in the room, hit the like. Mel Fitness. I don't know if Dylan is a scammer, but we do know that he's a drug dealer or was a drug dealer. So, drug dealers are, conniving. So I wouldn't be shocked. Hey, Pink Owl. Hey, Patrice Neil Pasquale. Yeah. Oh, I love me some pillow talk too. Hey, Hannah. Love you too. Hey, Samantha. Samantha is back. Hey, Nary. Hey, Nikki D. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey. Hey, girl. Hey. I'm trying to dance the anxiety away. Like, I don't have on any TVs. I'm not on Twitter or none of that stuff. I'm not watching none of this. I'm taking my melatonin, a bath, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Okay? I'm not playing around. I am not playing around. Oh, definitely a scammer, Mel. Definitely a scammer, Mel Fitness. Mel Fitness said when I went on his Instagram, he has stories talking about DM me if you want to make $1,000. That is a scammer. That is a scammer. So yeah, Dylan's a scammer. Hey, Black Lavender. Hey, Liliana. Hannah, you could be drunk, girl. I'm gonna be sleep. Because what I don't know how melatonin pills, if you've ever taken them, I don't know how they work for you guys, but for me, they don't make me sleepy. They just extend my sleep. So I don't like if I can take a melatonin pill or whatever, and I'd be up, right? But then like when my body naturally goes to sleep, and I normally sleep for 8 hours, my melatonin pills will knock me out for like 16 hours. The only thing that I don't like about them is that when I wake up, it's like I woke up from the dead. You know what I mean? I feel like I've been asleep for years. Like the hangover from melatonin pills, I do not enjoy, but I'm gonna make an exception tonight. I have to. I can't take it. I cannot take it. I'm doing so many things to keep myself occupied. I'm redecorating my room. Why? Why am I redecorating my room? But I'm doing stuff. I'm doing stuff to keep myself preoccupied because I can't think about if we're going to be in a civil war tomorrow or not. Like I can't. I saw some guy on my Facebook. He what was it? What is it called? Facebook message? Comment? Whatever that Facebook thing is where it says, what do you want to say? That thing. On his page, he typed, what is everybody wearing to the Civil War tomorrow? Child, pray for America, y'all. We in it. We are in it thick. Oh, really, Patrice? That's the thing. Like this is one of the only shows that I reviewed that I can never look away because I don't speak Spanish. So I have to read everything that's being said. So I can never how you're watching the show, but you're on your phone. You know what I mean? Like I don't have to, the Real Housewives of Potomac doesn't have to have my eyesight because I can hear what's going on. I can never look away from this show because I'm like, I missed so much if I do. Oh, really, Graciela? Then don't take that melatonin. The hangover is so great for me. Oh, Max, what are calm chewables? Calm chewable. I'm such a Google girl. Such a Google girl. Oh, I just got this from a friend. I don't know if I qualify, but I'm gonna still try it. It says no, I don't qualify. It would, I'm sharing this for information. If you are out here in LA, it says low-income LA residents may apply for utility assistance starting today, and that is November 2nd, 2020 in LA. It's called. What is it called? Hold on, I'm trying to find out what the name of it so you guys can look it up. It's the COVID, this is for LA residents only. It's the COVID-19 Utility Grant Program. It helps Los Angeles residents who are DWP customers making 50% of the area median income or less. They'll be eligible to receive $500 to assist with utility costs, which includes gas, cellular phone, Wi-Fi, internet, and cable. So if you guys are interested in that, you know what? I'm going to put it in the comment section. I'm going to put it in the comment section. Hold on. Let me send this to my computer. And I'll put it in the comment section if anybody is, oh shoot, where'd it go? Hold on, guys. What the hell is this? This is not what I'm looking at. I'm going to do LADWP cares. DWP. I'm like, what the hell just happened? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find the website. I done did all this talking. I don't know what happened. I done did all this talking and now I cannot find the right website because my computer sent me to something else that's different from the website on my phone. Damn it, this freaking update. LADWP.com. LA. Oh, there it is. There it is. Whew. Child, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't want them to think I'm on here lying, giving them fake news. Child. Okay, so I'm gonna put this in the comment section. I'm sorry, y'all. Here it is. If you're in LA and you want help with your utilities, check it out. Oh, YouTube won't let me send it? I did all that and they won't let me send the link. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm going to put the link in the comment section of this video for the playback. But what I'll tell you right now is just go to LADWP.com and on the page, click LADWP Cares Program, and you will find out the information. I done went through all of that, and I can't get you. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I was supposed to be looking up calm chewables. Oh, child. Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius energy. Oh, natural anti-stress gummies. Oh, I like this. Thank you, Max. Thank you. Okay, let me put these in my Amazon cart. Done. Thanks, Max. I'll let you know how they go when I get them. Thank you so much for the information. Hey, it's Kima. Welcome back. Oh, that's good, Mel Fitness. Me and Mel Fitness are doing the same thing. I got my movies ready to go too. Oh yes, Opal. Keep your kids home. Keep your kids home. Like I said before in my last live, I feel kind of safe because my area is very blue. But listen, I'm still not playing with nothing out there. I'm staying inside. Yeah, Laura Becker. I like River. I like River. I'm sad that we're not getting a lot of him in his life. Oh, don't worry, Graciela. Graciela, I probably am. I was all over the place. I was all over the place. I'm like, how did I end up at LADWP Cares? And I'm trying to, I was supposed to be looking up chewables, calm chewables. Thank you so much for that, Mags. I'm really going to try that out. Oh, Laura, oh, you're in Hawaii. Oh, good for you. I love me some Hawaii. I've never been, but from what I've seen, gorgeous. Oh, Nikki B, stay inside. Stay inside. Anyway, I'm going. Yes, yes, guys. I told you that I was having issues with my update on my phone. It wasn't updating for my computer. It's all fixed. So I'm going to get into this review because. Oh, thank you, Sherland. I'm going to get into this review because I feel like our conversation after this is going to be long, fun, and not about this episode because there wasn't a lot that really happened. This they don't give us a lot in this hour like they do with their other shows. It's just like they're building up to something. I think the big thing that's going to happen this season is the confrontation of the families with Anjonette and Anjonette's family and Chantel's family. I think that's the big thing that's going to happen this season because they're trying to make conflict with Pedro's mom and Alejandro. Doesn't from the trailer, it doesn't seem interesting. I don't feel like Nicole and her mom can hold their own storyline without Chantel and her family being a part of it. You know what I mean? I just don't think that they'll be interesting without that dynamic of Chantel's family. Because even what we've seen so far with Nicole and Corona and her friends and all of that, and this Alejandro thing, it's not interesting. It really, really isn't. What's interesting is these two families clashing. You know, the family Chantel and the family Pedro. When they clash, that's what's interesting. But I think they're trying to get away from that because I think the families are in a good place and they're just playing conflict to keep the show. But I just don't see Pedro's family being interesting on their own. So we will see. Oh, Nikki B is in OC. Let's keep Nikki B in our prayers. Black Lavender, absolutely garbage. Absolutely garbage. Oh, thank you, Rachel. I'm glad you're here. So glad you're here. So, Rachel, you know the drill, right? I'm going to talk about the review because there are people who just want to. So, my internet. Because there's people who just want to watch the review. Then after that, we'll start chitting and chatting about Lord knows what. Oh, wow. Aaliyah, really? Aaliyah said, Nikki, I'm watching America Says right now and you're on it. Everybody has seen that episode and I was so miserable because I can't believe I forgot Fifth Avenue. I can't. Oh, wait. How far are you in the episode? I had a terrible time on that show. We got beat by soccer moms. I hated that. But I'm glad you're having a good time watching it. Okay, Rachel knows what's up. Rachel knows what's up. So let's go. So if you are just watching this live review to just get the review part, the review starts right now. Let's get into it. Okay. So the beginning of this episode, we still come back to meet with we how do I say this? Normally I say it like this. This episode picks up where the last episode left off. That's from my edited video review days. So we are still in this cafe, this medium cafe or diner with Pedro, Chantel, and Alejandro. And Pedro, in my opinion, is trying to create conflict with Alejandro, but he's trying to create conflict with somebody who was way too chill for what this scene is trying to give us. Pedro is commenting about his beard. He is really upset about him having a dyed beard. I don't know if that's like something really bad to do in the DR, but Pedro is really upset about that. So he's making comments about his beard. Then Alejandro reveals that he's married. So Pedro is happy because he finally finds something that he can dislike this man for. And so Alejandro explains his situation, that when he came here, he was on a tourist visa. He met somebody, they fell in love, and he got married. And then Pedro is feeling some sort of way because his father was married when Nicole and Pedro were conceived. So his mom was essentially a side chick. So he's mad at his sister because he's just like, why would you put yourself in that situation? And we come from that. However, I feel like this is a totally different situation. I honestly feel like Alejandro got married in the US to stay here. I think this was an arrangement. Alejandro is telling us that he was in love or whatever, and they, were too young or immature or something like that. I think that's just a story that you tell to the 90 Day Fiance inspectors, right? I really don't think he was in love. I think this was an arrangement. That is very normal in New York City. It is very, very normal. So I think that he met someone or a family friend married this man for citizenship, or he married this person for citizenship and probably got some money out of it. I don't know if you guys know who, you may know who Nicole Byer is. She's a hilarious comedian, and she talks about in her book, or was it her book or her? No, I didn't read her book. It was an interview with Wendy Williams, and she talks about how she actually she was hard up on money. Like, she lived in New York City and she was running out of money, and she didn't know if she could stay there or have to move back home. But a coworker approached her and said that he would give her $10,000 if she marries him so he can stay here in the United States. So she ended up doing that and getting the money and being able to pay her bills and continue her career in New York City. And guys, I know so many people who have done that. I've heard so many stories about that when I lived there. I've had people like jokingly ask me to do it, but they were acting like it was a joke, but I knew it was the real deal. You know what I mean? It's common. It's very, very common in New York City. So I don't think that Nicole, even though she's not my cup of tea, I don't think she's a side chick in the situation. I think that Alejandro was in an arranged marriage for citizenship. I don't think it's the same as Pedro and Nicole's father being married while having a very long, over 6 years relationship with their mother. I don't believe it's the same. And I honestly think that Alejandro is not a bad guy. I think Pedro is trying to find conflict with him so that they could have something to talk about on this show. Thank you, Mama. Why'd you put it in your cup? I wanted it to be in a Black Girl Magic cup, but I'll take your cup. I never drink from your cup. That's Mommy's cup. Mom, I'll take it. You don't have to go. I'll take it. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Oh, this is hot. Sorry, guys. That was my assistant. Thanks.
I'll be on in a minute, guys.
Thanks, Mama. You see that she gave me her cup. Can you see it? Mom. I never drink from the mom cup. It just seems disrespectful, but we're here. But yeah, I honestly think that Pedro is just trying to make drama. He really, really is. Alejandro's not a bad guy. I think him and Nicole probably started something online, over Instagram or whatever. And, it's probably moving really fast because these two, are young and horny. You know what I mean? I don't really see them getting married and having kids and all this stuff. I think it's just a fun, hot, young relationship. And that's really what it is. But if Alejandro is going to have to be in Nicole's life and dating her, then of course he's going to have to be a part of the show. And I don't think Alejandro minds that. I think Alejandro probably likes Nicole more because of the TV show. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's the same thing. I just honestly think that Pedro is trying to find a reason not to like him, if not for this show, just because, he's an overprotective big brother. So that's what I think concerning the Alejandro situation. I will say this, though. Although I think that Alejandro is a good guy, I don't like how he waited. Nicole went out to visit him in New York for 4 days. He waited on the last day that she was in New York to tell her that he was married. So I'm just like, what? Did you take her to the airport while she's about to go through security, give her a kiss and say, hey, I'm married, love you, see you soon? Like, is that what you did? Alejandro was good all the way up into that conversation. And I was just like, so were you like being intimate with her and not letting her know that you were married? And then on the last day of her being in New York, you decided to tell her right before she left? I like that, Alejandro. You're doing good with me. You and Anjonette are doing really good with me, but you both have made a little trips, little slip ups, and I'm starting to give you the side eye. So yeah, I didn't like that part. I didn't like that part, but I do want to talk about this, right? Oh, before I get into that, this when Alejandro said that his ex-wife, she was the one who wanted to get the divorce. Again, I don't believe any of this. He said that she was the one who wanted to get the divorce, but when she found out, like she sent him paperwork and everything to fill out, but when she found out that he was dating Nicole, she got really, really jealous, and now she wants him back. I think this is storyline, right? But I'm still go with it. I think he mentioned that part of the information concerning his relationship or his a future divorce. I think he mentioned that because I think we're going to see the ex-wife on this show. I think the ex-wife is going to show up. Her and Nicole are going to have some kind of conflict that probably won't amount up to the kind of drama that we get from Chantel and Pedro's family colliding. I think they're going to try to do something. I think they're going to try to give us something, but I don't think it'll be worth any of our time, any of our viewership, because from what I've seen thus far, Pedro's family is just not interesting on their own. So I think they're going to try to make something happen with this ex-wife of Alejandro's or future ex-wife of Alejandro showing up and wanting to get him back and fighting with Nicole. I could be wrong. But I do think this girl is going to show up, because why would you mention her? Why would they leave that clip in his storyline if she was not going to be a part of this season? So that's what I think is happening. I think the ex-wife is going to show up. And also, what's going on with Pedro and Nicole? Is he really that mad at her that he will let Chantel talk about her? Because in their confessional, and I noticed this because this never happens, Chantel was just like, oh, I'm not shocked that Nicole was dating a married man. She, wanted to destroy my relationship. So I'm not shocked that she is, actively destroying somebody else's relationship. And she was just dragging this girl on the confessional. And Pedro was just sitting there like, so I'm like, do you agree? Do you agree? Is this why you're chill? Or do you just not feel like defending your sister right now? I think he agrees, because there is never a moment in this relationship where Pedro has never not felt like defending his sister from Chantel. I think he agrees. I think he is really putting that, putting his father's adultery onto Nicole because of how the situation looks. But I honestly do not think it's the same thing. But I'm like, oh, are we having a break in this family's relationship? Chantel, take advantage of it. Because I don't think you'll get this ever again. Let's talk about this scene. This mad fake scene where Pedro tells Pinky Winky that he's going to go for a run. This scene was fake. How I know it was fake? Pedro is not a runner. He is not a runner. He had on all of this gear to take a run around New York City, and then we got like 2 seconds of B-roll of him horribly running. As soon as he started stretching, he was out of breath. When he started running, it looked like he was going to pass out, and he wasn't even running. He was worn out from jogging. I'm like, Pedro doesn't run. Pedro doesn't run. What happened was they needed this time to film this scene with Chantel and her mother talking about Nicole and Anjonette. That's what needed to happen. And this was the only time that they can do it because of people's schedules and because they were in a different, are they in a different time zone? Well, they were in different areas, right? So you got to work with the talent where you can get the talent. And I think this was the moment. So they came up with something, some kind of excuse to get Pedro out of the room so that they could film this scene, because there was no way that Chantel could have this conversation in the same room as Pedro, because they were sitting up here. I don't know how much money the show gives this couple, but I mean, y'all go from a medium apartment to an even more medium hotel room. Like everything they do concerning living quarters or vacationing, everything is medium with this couple. They don't like large or, large luxurious spaces. They really like, wherever they go, they really like a nice little compact, vacation home or hotel room or housing situation. This is a compact couple. You two would be great for New York City, because you don't seem to be bothered by not having a lot of space. That's not for everybody. Because I was really shocked that they live in Atlanta and this is what they live in Atlanta, making the kind of money that you make. Something in the water ain't clean. I feel like they're playing broke for the show. I really, really do. I feel like they're pulling a Vanderpump Rules, because they have been playing broke for years. And then finally, when they started getting houses, finally people were like, okay, finally the fans started to realize that these people are not as broke as they portray on the show. Because why do you have a 6-bedroom home in Studio City, California, but you still work at Sir as a bartender? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And a lot of them have been playing poor for years. I think Pedro and Chantel is doing the same thing. I think this is for storyline. Even though that home looks lived in, I think they probably still keep it, but I think they're saying it's something much bigger on the off season of this show. That's what I think. Because I'm just like, why you in this little college apartment at your big ages on TV? Something in the water ain't clean. But yeah, they love us medium spaces. Anyway, I just didn't believe it. And the thing that gave it away for me, that, Pedro was going on this run, the thing that gave it away was how he was running. There's no way. Pedro did not look like a runner to me. I was just like, you just started running. How are you worn out already? You're jogging, bro. What is going on? So that scene just read fake to me. It really, really did. Because if Pedro was really a runner, we would have saw more B-roll. We just saw him. He just started running. Nah, y'all gotta do better. Y'all gotta do better. Let's talk about Nicole and Karima, the homewrecker, at the dentist. We didn't need this scene. Like, I'm just like, they couldn't have went to a coffee shop and had this conversation. Why are they at the dentist? Why are we, if they're not getting their braces off, why are we seeing them get their braces clean while they talk about Alejandro? What were they trying to accomplish with this scene? I don't think they have the same producers. I think it's the same production company and the same EP. I don't think it's the same story producers on this show like the 90 Day Fiancé shows. Because this scene made no sense. No sense. Like, we're sitting there singing Corona, seeing her big, not big, but seeing her mouth like a jar as Nicole talks to her about Alejandro. It's just, this location wasn't necessary. So anyway, Nicole is telling Karima that Corona that Alejandro is married, and Corona jumps up shocked. Oh my goodness, that's a bad thing to do. You can't, be dating a married man. We look down on that and the DR. And I know your mother would not be happy with that as well. She'll probably just, throw her out and tell her to get out. And as she's saying all of this, I'm just like, if that's what you think, why don't you live by it? Because she even said in her confessional, when she realized that she was sounding stupid, she was just like, I know that, I said stuff to Pedro about Chantel, but I didn't like him. That was a friend that I was helping out. Really? So all of a sudden you weren't attracted to Pedro, you didn't like him? The way you was throwing it back on that married man the last time he came to visit, the way you were sitting on his lap encouraging him to take that ring off, the way you were fighting over him like you were his woman with Chantel, you, Corona, the home wrecker, you were not attracted to Pedro. That was just your friend. Mm-hmm. Lies. That's why after you made that comment about Nicole dating a married man, that's why you went back and tried to clean it up and said, oh, I was just trying to save my friend. Because as you were saying it, you realized that you were speaking about yourself. You did the same thing, and ain't none of us liked you since. Chantel is better than me. Chantel is better than me because she sat there and cried in front of you. Oh no, there wouldn't have been no crying. I wouldn't have missed your head with that bread basket. Oh no, mama. Oh no, mama. Let's go on to Chantel and Winter. I'm so glad this is over. These two, the whole family, can we be real? The whole family, Chantel, is a little off. Like everybody is delayed a bit. You know what I mean? Like it seems like the rest of the world and the family Chantel have two different internet providers, and their internet provider runs a little slow. It's just a delay with them. I don't understand. So Winter comes over to Chantel's home, but she meets her in the parking lot because she doesn't want to discuss their issues with Pedro in the same room. Like she doesn't want him to be a part of it. But she decided to discuss her issues with her sister on camera on the TV show. Is that the truth, or was there no room for you guys to film in that medium apartment? Because that made no sense to me. She didn't want to talk to Chantel in front of Pedro, but she'd rather talk on camera to strangers about the issues with her sister. What, girl? Or maybe, they had to get that apartment ready because, the Airbnb people who had booked the home that they don't stay in, they had booked this apartment to stay in for a couple nights. So they had to like get everything together and get out of that house. And the house was probably, the apartment was probably in disarray. And Chantel was just like, we can't film in here because we have to be out of here by tonight so that the couple that Airbnb this home can stay in here for the next 6 months while we live in our mansion. I'm reaching, quite possibly, but I still don't think they live there. So anyway, they don't want to have this conversation in front of Pedro, so they're downstairs in the parking lot of this apartment complex screaming at each other. I'm like, if y'all didn't want Pedro to hear it, he gonna hear it anyway. Cause Winter starts here when she's angry. Everything is a yell, even if the argument or the conversation doesn't warrant it. So Chantel is talking to her and like asking her what her issue is. I'm mad. I'm mad. I don't like what you did to me. I'm mad. I was like, oh wait, what happened? Why did you start there? I was like, do you want to resolve this, Winter? Because she just started here. Winter was just ready to rumble. There was no like building up to that. She just started screaming like she was screaming in that photo studio. And I'm like, Winter, listen, I get you're hurt and you're dealing with some stuff, but you are a grown woman. These temper tantrums, you're going to have to do something about that. Because you want everybody to respect your relationship because you're an adult and you're dating John. What you do with him is your business because you're an adult, you're grown. But you act like a child. You are just screaming and breaking down. She's having adult temper tantrums. I was so shocked. I was like, why did you start off there? I'm mad. Chantel was like, And let's talk about Chantel. Chantel does this thing where she has like these mannerisms and these movements where here's the got it, where she in her mind thinks that she's reading and getting you together, and she does this thing with her hands, and then her head like shrinks down into her shoulders, and her mouth does this. Like, it's very weird, but this is like her reading body. This is like her reading mannerisms. And I feel like from looking at it, I feel like it's no shade, but it's like a Black person who grew up in the suburbs who is putting on this caricature of what they think a Black woman from the hood would be like in an argument, right? They've never seen it, but this is what they think. And it's not to make fun. It's just like, this is what I put on to defend myself. This is how, my people defend themselves, but you've never seen it, right? So it looks like you're making fun of those kind of people, or that you're doing a caricature of those kind of people. But I think she's genuinely doing it because she thinks this makes her look tough. And it doesn't, mama. It makes you look foolish. Just, what's going on with your hand? Why are you doing this? No, because Cha, it's like changing you. Okay. What are you doing? And she does it all the time. That is when Chantel thinks that she is reading you. It's this. But it's like, are you possessed by a demon? What is a ghetto demon? What is going on? It's so weird. It's so weird. And she's been doing it for so long. I don't think that she realizes that she looks ridiculous. But I would think if you were watching a show, you would be like, why do I do that? Cha. Yeah, Cha is changing you. Okay. Okay. Oh, we don't do that, girl. We don't look like that. I've never seen that before in my life, but I think this is what she thinks, tough chicks in the hood do. But no. Mm-mm. First of all, who could survive that kind of movement of the head and neck and shoulders? It's a lot going on there. That's painful. That is extremely painful. So I don't know how you keep on doing that, but she does it, and it's the hands. Okay, girl, friend. Mm-mm. You and Winter. So this argument to me was just very odd because Winter was screaming, even when Chantel was just speaking at a normal tone. But Winter is like screaming at the top of her lungs in this parking lot. Chantel is responding, looking like she's possessed by a ghetto demon. This, this whole argument, I was just like, okay, what is going on with these two? And then they both start crying. Listen, Winter has issues. I don't think her issues are with Chantel. I think it's very easy to put her issues on Chantel because one, Chantel's like the Kim Kardashian of this family. Let's be very clear about that. She is the reason why they have this TV show. Chantel and her relationship with Pedro is also a reason why they have this show. But Chantel is such an interesting character on her own. I think she was still this family would have some type of TV show if she wasn't with Pedro. I think Chantel could be with anybody and it'd be interesting, right? So I think Winter has a problem with that. And why I think she has a problem with that is because with the way everybody treats and perceives Chantel, not what Chantel has done to her, right? Because when she talks about her issues with Chantel, especially in this episode, she said, everybody compared me to her. Everybody wanted me to be like her. Everybody loved her. Everybody. Perfect. What does Chantel do to you? What is the issue that you have with Chantel? You've done so much to alter yourself to not be like her because of what everybody said and how everybody treated you. Maybe you need to take your issues up with everybody, not your sister. Because I'm waiting for her to say something about Chantel that is wrong and the relationship, right? I thought that she should come to her and be like, this is my issue with you. My issue is you were trying to use my man, my ex-man, who you know that I'm still in love with to hurt me and embarrass me in front of the family. And I didn't like that. Winter didn't say that. She makes it about the sweaters. She makes it about everybody, what everybody was saying about her, comparing her to Chantel. The bottom line is Winter grew up with a big sister who was skinny and popular. And she was compared to her, probably, family members, listen, aunties and uncles, rude as hell, especially when they're speaking to children. I remember one time one of my aunts told me not to stay in the sun too long because I didn't need to get darker. How the hell you say that to a child? But they put so much of their issues on children, especially that older generation. They just say whatever the hell they want and it's okay. You know what I mean? And I think that's probably what happened. You know what I mean? I think what she needs to do is probably go back and address everybody that would say stuff to her and be like, oh my goodness, I know you wish you were skinny like your sister. Oh my goodness, Chantel is eating a salad. Why don't you follow that? Oh my goodness, Chantel is doing so good in cheerleading. Why won't you practice as hard as Chantel? You know what I mean? I think she needs to address those people and not put that on her sister who loves her and didn't do those things to her. Maybe she needs to go, visit one of them aunts that told her to lose some weight and pop her in the mouth, but not your sister. You know what I mean? I'm waiting for her to say something that Chantel actually did to her and not everybody who compared her and Chantel. Because I found some reasons. I was just like, well, I would have said this, I would have said that. What I said before. I would have said the thing about, using Ja to hurt her because that is what Chantel did. Chantel is mad that her sister is still in love with the guy that she thinks is not good enough for her. So what she does is she makes her feel bad. She talks about how terrible the guy is, talks about how the guy is changing her and making her into a bad person, thinking that will send her running from him, but it just sends her running to him. You're doing it wrong. Sometimes you got to let this stuff burn out until the person comes to their senses. And you as a sister just have to always be there, even if you don't agree. It's not your job to save her. It's your job to be there and support her and to pick her up when she has fallen. That's it. She's grown. You know what I mean? You got to let her make her decisions. But I think Chantel can see that her sister is still in love with this guy and she doesn't want that for her. So she's just going to drag the guy every time, she gets a chance. And because Winter is still in love with him, she's going to take personal offense to that. She's not going to see her sister trying to, get her to see how not good of a guy this dude is. She still wants to be with him. So she's going to get mad at her. And Chantel needs to realize that. You know what I mean? She's also your little sister, right? So she is going to rebel against you because for a large part of her life, you told her what to do and she listened because you're her big sister. Now that she's getting grown and dipping it and doing it and doing what she wants to do, she don't need her big sister trying to be her mom. She needs her to be her sister. You know? So I think that's what's happening with those two. But I do think that Winter's anger is misplaced. I think she put it on an easy target and not maybe the difficult targets, which is probably her parents, which is probably, older family members who, you respect and you don't talk back to your elders. You know what I mean? We all, especially in the Black African American community, we're raised like that. The Black American community, we're raised like that, where, you respect your elders. We have a lot of older people in our families who say whatever they want and they're real reckless. And we just say, oh, she's old. Oh, let's pop up. He's old. We let that stuff slide because they're an elder. But, it's time to start addressing that, abusive behavior, that those abusive things that are being said to us. It's time to start addressing those things and not letting those things slide. So I think that Winter needs to check those people and not her sister. But I'm glad that they were able to get out what they were feeling and that they were able to resolve it because you could see that it was really paining these two, that they weren't talking, that they were having these issues. You could see, pride got in the way and they were both not talking to each other and staying away. But as soon as Winter saw Chantel, tear. And as soon as Chantel saw Winter crying, tear, because she tried to be tough. Go on. Go on, just go. Just leave. Sisters, why are sisters so stubborn? Why are sisters so stubborn? Y'all both be sitting over there hurting and in pain, wanting one of y'all to come over to talk to each other, talk to the other person, but instead you just sit there in pain and just are just mad stubborn. Sisters, as soon as you sit down and talk, it's you hurt me. Y'all could have been talked to each other, but y'all just stubborn. Sisters are so stubborn. Lord, 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 Lord. What the hell is this? Who is this? Did I put somebody else's a different show's notes in here? Chow. I spelled names incorrectly. I thought I was looking at something else. Why did I call Whittier? I called Winter Whittier. I think my notes auto-corrected her name to Whittier. I was just like, what is this? So Whittier. Not Winter Whittier. What do we have to Chantel? Did we talk about no, we didn't talk about Anjonette. Okay, let's get into Anjonette. So so yeah, I don't need to look at the notes. I know what I'm going to say. So let's just get into the end of this episode and talk about Anjonette. First of all, Chantel's mom is hilarious. I've said it all the time and I will reiterate it. She is so hilarious because when Chantel is concerned, or not concerned, but just she's really caught off guard by how accepting her mother is of Anjonette. And I think that the mother is accepting of Anjonette because I think she would have been accepting of any woman who married her son. She knows her son is a little different. She knows, he's not quite wrapped like, other men. So she is happy that any woman has married him. She's happy that he could finally be somebody else's problem. So she's not trying to make no issues with Anjonette because now she feels like she doesn't have to worry about Royal showing up on America's Most Wanted or Snap Killer Couples, right? So her thing is, girl, to Chantel, shut up, leave me alone. My baby finally got somebody. Thank the Lord. Because I thought it was going to end a little differently for him. So she probably sees stuff, but she ignores it because she's happy that Royal has someone. So she's letting a lot of stuff slide. She doesn't, to be quite honest with you, she doesn't feel like Royal can do better. She had issues with Pedro and Chantel because she felt like Chantel could do better. And this situation with Royal, she's just happy he's somebody else's problem. So she lets a lot of stuff go. So they're talking about that. And Chantel is telling her that her and Pedro talked about the situation with Royal and Anjonette. And then in her confessional, she's just like, Pedro is a saboteur. How I know is because his mother is a saboteur. His sister is a saboteur. So that makes Pedro a saboteur. What? She's so hilarious. Just by being herself. She is just herself. And it's like, it's a whole character. She reminds me of, I don't know what his name is. I'm going to look in the comments. What is the name of Pooh's best friend? Not the pig, the donkey. She reminds me of the donkey in Winnie the Pooh. What is the name of that donkey? That's what she reminds me. No shade. But she just reminds me of that donkey. She's so everything is very, oh wait. She reminds me of that donkey with of Snuffleupagus. Oh, what is it? Eeyore and Snuffleupagus had a baby. Chantel's mama. Again, no shade. She is a fun character, but it's very oh, Pedro. Oh, Chantel. She's a character. This is why I say that Chantel would have a show with or without Pedro, just based off our family alone. That family is very interesting. So anyway, Chantel is trying to get her mom to see that something is wrong with Anjonette. But Chantel, I'm riding with your mama. I don't see nothing. I don't see anything from Anjonette. I will say that I'm not buying that Chantel, that Anjonette is this like innocent girl, because remember, we saw her with her drink at the bar when them Long Island iced tea started hitting her. She was, give me another one. Mother was dipping in and doing it. So I was just like, okay, Anjonette, that's who you are, right? But she probably has to play this character to stay alive. Have you met Royal? She's probably scared. You know what I mean? I'm still Team Anjonette, even after, seeing that it's he doesn't like it. I know. I don't buy it, right? But I don't have a problem with it because I think it's survival for her. I think she has to appear innocent and safe, to not, upset Royal. I still think that he is the problem. I still think that he is the problem because Chantel, another reason why I can't ride with your family and trying to make you trying to make Anjonette this villain. You guys are awful to her, especially you. You are so terrible to this woman with no receipts. If you had some kind of receipt, it would have made sense. The receipts that you have on Anjonette is the same receipts that everybody in your family has on your husband. What's the difference? So you can't go off of that, right? There's nothing else that she has, but she's still so mean to her for no reason. None of the tea that you have on Anjonette justifies you treating her like this. So they take Anjonette to look at wedding dresses. She's trying on a wedding dress. The first one she loves. She tries on another one. She walks out. She's blushing because Chantel's mom loves that dress and tells her she looks beautiful or whatever. And I've never been married. I've never been a bride. But I feel like that's a huge moment for any bride to like go wedding dress shopping and find your gown and just be in there looking and feeling like a queen, trying to find that dress. I feel like it's such a important and like sacred moment for that bride. Why in the hell are you interrogating her while she's in a wedding dress, looking for wedding dresses? She's probably already emotional because her mother isn't there or her family isn't there to be with her, to give their input or tell her she looks beautiful or cry. You know what I mean? She's probably already feeling emotional about that. And then you get up there and it's just like, oh, were you chatting with other guys before you met Royal? Oh, really? Because Royal said this. Oh, that doesn't sound like the story that I heard. Why are you doing that to her? Like, you could have had this conversation at Dunkin' Donuts. Why are you having it at the bridal store where she's looking at wedding dresses? Emotional, going through a lot already because she's in a foreign place without her family, living with your creepy brother. She's dealing with a lot. Why you keep on kicking this woman while she's down? I didn't like it, Chantel. I'm still Team Anjonette. You haven't given me anything. You have not given me anything to mistrust this woman. Yes, she's a different person when she drinks. A lot of people are. She's probably freer because she's in a damn prison being with your brother. So let her have a Long Island iced tea. Let her dip it and do it without that weird brother showing up to take her back home. And then we talk about the whole thing with the tracker, right? Oh, she put a tracker on his car. So something is up with her. Yeah, she wants to know where he is all the time. Dummy. When a woman puts a tracker on a man, it's because he's cheating, fool. She wants to know where her man is. Because if she's laying up in bed and he's not home, something is up. So she wants to know where he is. Now, either she wants to know where her man is because she thinks he's cheating, or she wants to know where her man is so she can get some peace and quiet. So she knows, Royal is at the gym. He normally is there for 2 hours. let me get a little bit of Hennessy, put my feet up and watch some Netflix. Because I know when he comes back home, I'm going to be back in prison again. I won't be able to, sit down until I made him his dinner. I'm going to have to rub his ugly, crusty feet. I want to jump on top of him and act like he's the best thing that I've ever experienced. Maybe she's doing that because she wants to know how long of a break she got for being that weirdo's wife. Any way you try to slice it, it's still Team Anjonette. Still Team Anjonette. And another thing that made me, even after all this stuff that Chantel was trying to say about her, another thing that made me a solidified Team Anjonette member, the end of this episode, heartbroken. When the producer was asking her about, Chantel asking her all these questions and, if Royal trusts her, she just started breaking down. Whole face change when she asked her that question about Royal trusting her. I didn't like this part. I know it's a TV show, I get it, but I didn't like this part. So Anjonette said, I don't want to talk about it because I don't want him to look bad, right? So she's breaking down crying and she walks off camera. She feels comfortable enough. See, they didn't say all of this because they were trying to be slick. She felt comfortable enough to talk to a producer about it, not comfortable enough to talk about it on camera. Because you can see the cameraman has his camera right here, but you can hear the audio. So I know Anjonette don't know that, her mic is on. I know that she doesn't know that the cameraman has turned this camera and he's now filming her while her back is turned and she's crying, rubbing mucus off of her face from all the tears and emotions that she's releasing right now. I ain't like that. Let her know. Be like, okay, you've just said this to me. Are you comfortable with saying this on camera? If not, if she's not comfortable, do the blackout screen with the writing that you just did. You know what I mean? Do that image that you just put up and said Anjonette didn't want to talk about it on camera, but she did say that Royal does not trust her because they had a like, you can write that down. That would have been better. I felt uncomfortable about that because I'm like, I don't think she knows that we're watching her talk about her miscarriage and how her weirdo husband didn't believe that that child that they lost was his. I don't think she knew that. And I just didn't like that. And I'm Team Anjonette because of that reason. That Royal was terrible to her. I don't care what they try to do. I don't care any way they try to slice it. He's horrible to her. He is horrible to her. I don't know if he's physically abusing her, but there is some kind of abuse going on in that home, whether it be verbal or mental. Something is happening because the way that woman's face changed when the producer asked her that question, and she could not stop crying, talking about her miscarriage. Can you imagine? Not only do you miscarry a child, but your husband denies the paternity. He torments her. He torments her until they come up with some receipts about how she's scamming and sleeping and seeing these other men. Until they can come up with that, everything right now is just a rumor and an assumption. And I'm going to be Team Anjonette. I might be Team Anjonette even after we find out some salacious stuff because I know that man is putting her through hell. I know that man is putting her through hell. So here on out, Team Anjonette. Team Anjonette. I may change my mind, but I don't feel like I will from what I've seen. So if you were just watching this to get the review ends right now. Hey, let's get into the chit chatter. Whoo, yes, Alma B. It was very hard to watch. I didn't like it. I was just like, she does not know that she is telling the world about her miscarriage and how her husband denied paternity of the child that she lost. She don't know that, and I didn't like it. Yes, Whitney, that last scene was terrible. Very shady. The way he so quietly and slowly he or she slid that camera over to get her reaction. Ugly. Didn't like it. Oh, Graciela, yeah. I was also thinking about women who went through that. I was just like, I don't think they would enjoy this. That was just an ugly scene. Ugly, dirty, scheming scene. I didn't like it. Oh, I'm so glad a lot of you didn't see that last scene. It was so ugly, guys. It was so ugly. Black Lavender, me either. I was not expecting her to say that either. Oh, yes, Whitney. Royal seems like Mister from Color Purple, from the Color Purple. Hmm. Definitely call Paul vibes, conversation and libations with Adora. Go ahead, girl. Yes, Alma B said a trigger warning would have been appropriate. Absolutely. Absolutely. It was so ugly and just low. I hated that. Even if they wanted to show it to show that Royal is not a good guy, again, they could have put it in, I think it's called a lower, not a lower third. They could have put it in an image where they do the black screen and let us know what is going on. They could have done that. They could have definitely done that. But to sneak film this woman revealing some deep pain when she thought she was safe, I didn't like it. Thank you, Jacqueline. Exactly. Graciela said, does Chantel not remember how she is treated with Pedro's family? Nope, because she thinks she's perfect. Like, why would you do that to someone after you have just experienced something like that? Not just, you've been going through something like that for years with Pedro's family. You're still going through it with them. Why would you do that to Anjonette? You know what you went through. You know what your husband went through with your family. You should have been the one, you and Pedro should have been the two that were the most welcoming to Anjanette. Yes. Yep. C. Cruz said, and she didn't have anyone from her family there. So, you know, the girl was already emotional. And then you come with these accusatory questions. Not cool. Whitney is talking about the scene with Corona, and Nicole with the dentist. She said none of that scene made any sense. My dentist would have kicked everyone out. Just looks like a fake storyline. Absolutely, and you could tell that the dentist was annoyed when Karima kept on jumping up, and he had to sit there and listen to this baseless story. He was just like, "How much are they paying me for this? Like, is it worth it?" He was so annoyed. Right? Whitney, again, good stuff. Whitney said, why are they still talking about Jai? He's not with she's not with him anymore. Like he's not on this show. Are we paying Jai for how much we're talking about him? Like he's an invisible cast member on this show. He has gotten so much camera time or screen time just from his name alone. Thank you for being here, Misty. Thank you, Graciela. Samantha, are you talking about Anjanette being uncomfortable on camera? I do think that if you are, I absolutely agree. But this is new for her. You know what I mean? So I would expect her to be uncomfortable for a while. Graciela, if I was Pedro and Chantel's neighbors, baby, I would have all my lights off, and I would be just like this, peeking through the blinds, looking at Chantel and went to go at it. Thanks, Samantha. Dr. Nikki. I like that. I have 4 PhDs. Misty Winter is talking about getting weight loss surgery. And Chantel was like, I was trying to help you. I didn't want you to think that I was encouraging that, but I told you I would support you with whatever you wanted to do. Whitney Soldier. I don't know why they haven't talked about River. I think River is fun and interesting. I don't know why we're not focusing on him anymore. And you know what? Is Chantel jealous? Maybe that's what it is. Maybe Chantel is jealous that Anjonette is having a better time with her family. If she's, she feels some sort of way because she's being received right away and they weren't like that with her partner. But again, I think that um, Chantel's mom knows that this is the best that Royal can do. She thinks that Chantel can do better. I see Chantel's mom wanting Chantel to be with like some some kind of young up and coming like hot politician, not hot like looks, but you know what I mean, like he's a buzz, he has a buzz in Atlanta. I think she will either want her to be with somebody like that or a developer in Atlanta or like a bishop's son. I think that's what she wants for her daughter, not a Dominican man who can't run. um, yeah, I wasn't expecting that either, y'all. I was like, Anjanette just broke my heart. That you can tell that man is putting her through hell. You can tell. You can tell. Jacqueline, I'm so glad you're here. You know what, Samantha? I think it's the whole family. I think the whole family has a really slow way of speaking and processing things. Nothing wrong with it. It's just so obvious when they're all together. The only one who seems a little sped up is River. Everybody else is Eeyore and Snuffleupagus. That is the matriarch. That's the matriarch and patriarch of that family. Yes, Sarah, I know Ja is watching this season like this family is pressed about me. Y'all ain't want me to be a part, but y'all keep on talking about me. Pressed. They are pressed about Ja. Yes, Samantha said it's like Chantel is reading off of a script in her confessionals for the first time. You know what I mean? Like it's a cold reading for her. But that's just how, they process things. Oh, she would definitely want her daughter to be with an Atlanta Falcon, Sarah. Absolutely. Definitely Misty Winter's definitely a Cory Booker type. That's what she wants for Chantel. Ryan Rounds. Me too. Me too. Sway Bay and Anime said, I wonder if Anjanette and Chantel's issues are storyline. I thought so at first, but the way Winter has been going off and breaking down crying, I'm like, this has to be something. I think that maybe she's in a really tough spot because she wants to get back with Ja, but everybody in her family hates him. So she's in a really tough spot, right? Because her imperfections in her relationship were exposed to her family. And now that they see this, she knows that they won't be accepting more. And she wants to get back with him. Although he did something wrong, she forgave him and she wants to get back with this guy, but she knows that her family will not have it. And I think that's really stressing her out. I think she does have some issues with Chantel. Again, I think those issues are about how other people perceive their relationship or compare her and Chantel. I don't think it's Chantel. I do think those are some issues that she had. I think her main issue right now is the fact that she wants to get back with Ja and she know she can't get back with him without there being some kind of conflict within her family. And that's where the anger and stress and the meltdowns are coming from. I don't think her issues with Chantel are at the forefront. I think it's the fact that she knows that when, this family finds out that she's still seeing him, or when she tries to bring him around, it's going to be some drama. And she saw what happened with Chantel and Pedro. She doesn't want that same kind of heat. Oh, Black Lavender said, I wonder if Royal is collecting Anjonette's paycheck from the show. Oh gosh, Anjonette, get out. Get out. I think she's going to stick around for a while because this show is a great opportunity. But sis, I hope you flip this. I hope you flip this opportunity. 3 years. I know that's a lot of time, but make a name for yourself on this show and then bounce. Pull a Queen Rose. Rose was on 90 Day Fiance for 1 season. Look at her now, baby. She's doing big things. Oh, you know what, Ryan Rounds? That would be very interesting. I thought about that too, but we haven't seen Ja in any of the trailers. So maybe that's the surprise that they're going to give us. But I wondered that too. I wondered if we were going to see him at some point. But he's not in any of the trailers and any of the previews. So I'm not sure. But I did think about that. Lynn, wait, oh, let me show your wait, Lynn, are you cussing? Yeah, Lynn, I can't show it. YouTube blocked your comment. But I'll say what she said. Chantel is so judgmental. She thinks she knows everything. However, she couldn't graduate, Lynn. That's why it gave me life when Winter called her a dumb AB. The fact that Winter repeated it. Now, I was like, Winter, I know you said that you came over here to fix things with your sister, but you did not have to continue to repeat what you called her. You know that Chantel is sensitive. Master Jr., when Alejandro was casually drinking his water when they announced his marriage, Alejandro did not care. Pedro was trying so hard to press his buttons, and he was just like, I don't want to talk about it anymore. He's such a chill dude. I think if, him and Nicole are the real deal, I think he's a perfect partner for her because her life, her family is so chaotic. She needs somebody who is a pillar, somebody who is not shaken by the chaos. She need a palm tree kind of man. And I feel like Alejandro is that. Don't worry, Shannon the Van. There'll be more this week. We got what, 3 coming up? Well, how many lives do we have? We have Orange County Wednesday night, The Bachelorette Thursday night. We have 2 lives on Friday. Baby, we up in here. We up in here. Do you think that they moved The Bachelorette to Thursday because of the election, or is this a new night? Let me know in the comment section if you know. Because I'm like, why is The Bachelorette on Thursday? What was happening on Monday? It wasn't a holiday. So why is The Bachelorette on Thursday? Oh, Pink Owl. That's a good point. Pink Owl said all of those little comments add up. Winter bottles it up. She sure does. Oh, don't worry, Lynn. I just found that out too, so don't worry. Oh, Job better get a check because he's a whole storyline and he's not here. Yes, Master Junior. Rose is doing very well. 1 season, and look how she flipped that. Rachel, Chantel did not drop out of school. She didn't. She failed her last exam, so she has to do another semester. Max Felix says, once a person is grown, as much as it hurts, we have to respect their decision and let it go. Comes to a point that the more you are against it, the more they will fight it and end up with that person. Listen, I went through the same thing with my little sister. You know what I mean? It was very hard for me to see her, grow up and make her own decisions and be very independent and make certain decisions that I didn't agree with. But I knew that, or I've learned that the more I tried to, force her to go down a certain path, because I felt this was the safest path for her, it created a wedge between us because she felt like I wasn't trusting her decisions, you know what I mean, or respecting what she wanted for her life. And even though I was right in some of those situations, I had to respect her, and let her do what she needed to do for her. And when she, wanted to talk about it, or, felt like it was the proper time to explain why she made certain decisions, even though I warned her, I was there and I was available, and I wasn't, you, I told you not to, I had to be open. I had to be open. If not, that door in our relationship would have closed, and I think that's a lot of older siblings have to learn that, you know what I mean? Although you don't think you're the second parent, you are perceived that way because that's how it's coming off from somebody younger. So you got to let them grow. You got to let them, bruise their knees. You can't, run over and fix it. You got to let them, be a little bloody. It may hurt you to see them in that situation, but you have to let them live their own lives. So I understand, Winter. I get it. I've been there. I've been the younger sister. I am a younger sister and I'm an older sister. So I get both sides, to be quite honest with you. But great point, Max. Yep, Misty. Rose is a whole, like a YouTube sensation, a YouTuber. She's gonna be at 1 million soon and very soon. And that's not even counting her Twitter and Instagram followers. Listen, Anjonette, talk to Rose. Are they both Filipino? I think so. Winter is super sensitive. She's a baby, but her anger is also misdirected. Sarah, I didn't think that job was a bad guy either. I did have some questions with him having a whole 9-year old and not telling this woman who was living in his house, helping him raise his daughter. I don't know. I don't know if I could get back with a dude after that. Like, if you can hide a whole child from me, what else can you hide? I don't want to think about that. So I wouldn't say with Ja, but he didn't seem like a bad guy. He just really poor decision, and he had been with Winter for a very long time, and to never tell her that was I don't know. I couldn't stay in that. Ryan Rounds, I think they were there for a while. I think they're still there, aren't they? Oh no. I think they were at least there for, I think they were there for 4 days. 2 days were traveling and 2 days were filming and, probably visiting New York City. Yeah, that's my thing, Aaliyah. I think he's a good guy, but in our entire 5-year relationship, you had a child, an older child. So you have to realize, guys, they were both making a home together. So they were living together, raising Ja's daughter for 5 years. So some of Winter's money went to helping taking care of that child that she had no idea. You know what I mean? Because if Ja is late on a bill because he had to pay child support, of course Winter gonna cover her man. They're playing house. Why wouldn't she? That's just I can't. If you can hide a child, you can hide anything. I couldn't do it, but she loves the dude. So who knows? Yeah, I feel the same way, Lynn. Lynn said, honestly, I think Winter is truly beautiful. Hopefully, she finds her voice and she and can be more confident. I think she's truly beautiful as well. I don't think she knows that, and I don't think anybody in her life made her feel that way. And that's why she's dealing with a lot of these things because you know people couldn't look beyond her weight. You know what I mean? Like you can tell her weight has been her identity. Even by the way her parents dressed her back in the day. They dressed Winter like a church mother, and then they dressed what's her name? Chantel like she was a cast member on the Mickey Mouse Club. You know what I mean? And I just, yeah, I think Winter is mad at the wrong people, at the wrong person. There's a lot of people she needs to be mad at, and it's not her sister who was a few years older than her, still a child, being raised in that home as well. Yeah, Sarah said, yeah, that was bananas. He did seem to treat her well, which seemed new for her. Absolutely agree. I definitely see her going back. Me too. But why? How you gonna lie about a whole kid from someone happily and lovingly? Girl, I hear you. Yes, me too, Sarah. Sarah said, I hope being on this show shines a light on her beauty and attracts the right guy for her. Because I do feel like Winter knows that what Jod did to her was wrong. I also feel like she doesn't think she can do better. So she'll settle for this than not have it at all. I told you before, for some people, sometimes bad love is better than no love at all. Oh, Master Junior, I have thought about that. Um, I don't know. Master Junior said, Nikki, have you ever thought about interviewing the cast members of the shows you review? I know you would kill it. I have thought about doing that, but a lot of you don't know that when I first started working out here in LA, I was working in press. I found reality TV stars to be the most disrespectful and difficult people I've ever worked with. And I worked in retail. It was just a nightmare working with reality TV people. So I guess I'm probably a little traumatized from that. So I've never reached out. Maybe if I reach 20K soon and very soon, maybe if I reach 20K, I'll reach out to them. But I'll definitely have to get some therapy before that because reality TV stars were the worst people I've ever interviewed. Just horrible, horrible human beings. And I'm not the type of person where they're gonna talk to me any kind of way on my show. You know what I mean? Like I've thought about it, but I'm not sure that I'm ready for that just yet. Samantha, I hate when parents have bigger children and don't know how to dress them. My childhood. Girl, I hate when I see stuff like that. I'm like, why does this kid got on the new Jordans that came out? But your heavier child, you got them in Buster Brown shoes and a medium justice jacket. Like, why are you dressing this kid like that? There are clothes that could fit this child. You don't like that they're overweight. You don't like that they're a bigger child. You don't like that. And you're dressing them like that. And that kid knows. Winter knows. That's why she hates those pictures of her from back in the day. She looked a mess. Winter looked a mess. They dressed that child like a church mother. She looked like she was about to pray over somebody for their deliverance. Not like she was about to go to chair practice. Kimberly, absolutely. If you can lie about a child, there is nothing that person won't lie about. Tell the truth and what? Shame the devil. Sorry, guys. Y'all know when I stop and chill for a minute, the comments are jumping and I'm trying to catch up. Yes, Sarah, I hated it. I hated interviewing reality TV stars. So entitled and nasty. There's one person who was I think she was my last reality TV. Y'all could probably guess who this is. She was my last reality TV interview. She was so nasty for no reason. And I was interviewing her at an event for an actual A-list celebrity. And this A-list celebrity was so freaking kind. And this reality TV star was nasty to everybody, every person that was press. And even her co-stars. Her co-stars were there with her, and she was just so demeaning to them. And I was like, you can't do this forever. And lo and behold, how the mighty have fallen. But yeah, she was my last reality TV star interview. And after that, the magazine I was writing for, I was just like, listen, if it's not a A-list celebrity, I hated to be that person, right? But I was just like, I'm not doing reality TV stars anymore. I'll do an A-list celebrity. I'll do a philanthropist. I'll do up and coming black girl magic. I'll do stuff like that. But these reality TV stars are draining my soul. I can't. Yeah, Graciela, I also don't want the drama over here at my channel. I think we have a good time. I think we have a good time with a little bit of mess, but we're not like a drama channel. We're not a gossip channel. We don't have all that fighting and cussing and all that stuff over here. We have a good time over here, and I just don't want to bring all of that to my channel. You know who does a really good job of it? And I felt like if I would ever do it, I would take notes from her. Sherelle's World. She's able to really talk to these people in a way where they instantly respect her. And I'm in awe of how she does it. She does a good job. It's like she invites them into her living room and she's just very kind to them. And she doesn't cater to them, right? But for some reason, she's able to establish a respect that I've never seen reality TV stars give to anybody working in the press. Because what she does is press. Jacqueline, I have no idea why Ja did not tell Winter about his first child. That's so weird to me. I don't think Winter would have had an issue. That's the thing that bothers me. I'm like, I feel like Winter would have been gung-ho about helping you raise another child. She loves you. So I don't know. Anika, hey. Yes, girl. I love you too. She voted early. Good for you, sis. I got a lot of family in Delaware with huge, beautiful homes. Yeah, you're right. Check yourself. Praying for the yes, Rachel. You notice how they dress that baby. I'm like, Winter in this picture is a good 6. Why she look 82? Oh my goodness. And those little tight church sandals, those big block heels that they had her on, her little chubby feet was like the skin was coming out of it because it was a poor fit for this child. Your issues ain't with Chantel, honey. While Chantel is wearing this cute little pom-pom skirt and a little cute little matching set, you got Winter looking like that. Chantel is shopping at Gap Kids and you got Winter shopping at JC Penney. No. Straight color purple wardrobe. Poor Winter. Poor baby. Yeah, John's a nice guy, but he's absolutely trifling for keeping his child from Winter, Missy. Nikki B know who it is. I'm not saying her name because I don't want that mess on my channel, but she was my last celebrity interview. The way she treated her cast members, I was like, you a grown man and you gonna let her? Okay. She like literally, this one person could not like look her in the eye. It was so weird. She was like, sit down. Wait a minute, honey. I'm the honey she's talking to. Not right now. Wait, don't go nowhere. You too sit down. I was like, oh, y'all said, and I wasn't like, I wouldn't have wrote it anyway. But the magazine that I wrote for was not like a gossip site, so they didn't do stuff like that. But I was like, if I was a different person and wrote for a different magazine, whew, the way you would have got exposed that night, mama. But listen, maybe she'll be a different person after this humbling because when she was good, she was great. She was great. Aaliyah, that could be it. I don't know why Ja didn't tell Winter about his child. I think she would have been fine. Oh, Lynn Williams said maybe Ja was still dealing with the baby mom. That could be a reason because it just doesn't make sense to not tell this woman about your child when she's currently raising your second child. Something ain't up. Something ain't up. Oh, good for you, Sarah. I love that everybody is just like, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but I'm a vote. Oh, really? Mag said I was looking at Winter's Instagram account and she lost weight, 50 pounds. She looks happy. Good for her. I want her to do that for her. Not because she doesn't want to be Chantel's overweight sister anymore. I want her to be happy in who she is before she starts doing that stuff and altering her body. Because if you're not happy with how you look, you know what I mean? Not saying that you can't change things about yourself, right? But I feel like it's really dangerous to start doing stuff with your body when you're in a depressed state about it. Because what happens is you get something done and then that's not enough, right? Because you're just like, oh, I would have been happy if, my nose was this size. Your nose is this size now. Oh no, now because my nose is this size, I got to do my cheeks. So you're doing all of this stuff to your body to make you happy. And I think, just my opinion, I think that before you start doing this stuff to your body, I would prefer you be at peace and be happy with what you have. That when you go in to do all this stuff to yourself, you're just like, oh, I'm just making an improvement. Not like, if I don't have this, I won't be okay. And that's just talking about like minor things, right? I'm not talking about, people with like, serious issues. You know what I mean? Not like somebody on botched. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like, I don't want her to think that losing weight will make her happier. I don't want her to think that, because there are so many people who lost weight and were still depressed. It was just like, I thought the weight loss would have been, that would have brought me joy. And it doesn't. You need to fix whatever's going on first before you start doing all that, because it will never be enough. That's just my opinion. Yes, Graciela. Those big block heels they had on that little child. I'm not saying that person's name, but y'all know my last reality TV star interview. I was just like, hell no. And I was so disappointed because I really liked her at the time on the show that she was on. And when I interviewed her, I was just like, I should have never did this. I shouldn't have never did this. And so, when I talk about her being on the show and like what she contributes, that I'm like just being really honest and not being partial because I'm a fan. Because baby, nasty woman. Oh, that's a good point, Missy. Missy said maybe Winter had low self-esteem and he preyed on that. There are a lot of people out there who do that. Oh, thank you, Graciela. I just really enjoy interacting with you guys. I really, really do. But some people just like the reviews. So that's why I just get through the reviews and so I can talk to you guys because I want to give everybody the best of both worlds if I can. You know what? And Amba Ambasami. I think I'm butchering that, but that's what I could get from the lettering. Amber Sambi said, I think Ja having two kids would have been a problem for the parents. You know what? I'm going to have to disagree because I feel like the parents will be happy that Winter has somebody, just like they would be with Royal, right? I think for all of the other kids, they know they're not the star of that family. I think for Chantel, the parents, especially the mom, has such high expectations for her and has put so much into her. There wasn't a lot. I'm not saying that there wasn't love, but I just feel like the focus kind of wasn't equal. I feel like a lot of that focus went to building Chantel, the Beyonce of the family. A lot of that went into that. And I think they would just be happy that Winter or Royal or River found somebody and were just happy, you know. But with Chantel, Chantel has to be with the statesman. Chantel has to be with a quarterback, a current quarterback of, the Atlanta Falcons. Chantel has to be, a married to a bishop's son or a developer. They wanted better for her. They wanted their kids to be happy, but for Chantel, she was the one that was invested in the most to succeed. That's what it looks like. That's what it looked like. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm getting. Thank you, Graciela and Whitney. Missy, see, I don't know. I don't know if the two kids have a different mom, but wouldn't they? Yeah, they probably have a different mom. We don't know. We don't know really what happened because it wasn't explained. Master Junior said the only reality TV star I met was Tom from Vanderpump. Oh God, the comment jump. The comment jump. I was just reading it. Crap, I really wanted to know. Darn it, the comment jump, Master Junior. I found it. Master Junior said the only reality TV star I met was Tom from Vanderpump Rules. He was working that night and took a pic with me. Nice guy. So not all of them are bad. You know what? I always got that from Tom. And when I was working in press back in the day, everybody said that he was such a good guy to interview. Nobody else though. I never interviewed. What's her name? The first girl that got fired. She called herself Nazi Barbie. Everybody said she was a terrible interview. A huge diva, a terrible interview. They said Vanderpump herself was a great interview. She was always very kind and she smelled good. But I never interviewed any of them. But I heard good things about Tom. I heard terrible things about Nazi Barbie and good things about Vanderpump. Thank you, Missy. You know what, Sarah? I can see that too. Because even when I said River's name, I was just like, I think that River is also a star in that family. And again, it doesn't mean that they don't love all their children equally. I think they just see something in the others that could be beneficial to the family. You know what I mean? Like this one is going to get us out of this situation. This one is going to take us to the top. Doesn't mean they don't love their kids, right? But sometimes when you see a Michael Jackson, you invest in that Michael Jackson. Stassi, yes, Stassi. Heard she was horrible. Horrible. But I got that from the show. I always thought she was playing a character, but no, I heard she was a terrible interview. And I was like, oh, I was disappointed too. I was like, oh, I thought she was just like that on the show. They were like, she's worse. Oh, worse. Both times I heard good things about. Absolutely. Misty Winter says, I think that Chantel takes after her mom. Winter got all of her daddy genes, but she's far more beautiful. No disrespect to the Chantel, but you can't unsee that. You know what? At first, I thought that Chantel's dad was not her father because Chantel just looks like her mom and that's it. The rest of the kids look like the dad. And then I saw Royal. So I was like, okay, Royal and Chantel take after the mom, River and Winter after the dad. I love River and not River, but Winter and her father's freckles. They are so cute. Aaliyah, really? Was that show in America? Thank you, Miss Kamari or Kamari. Thank you, Kimberly. He is. There's something going on with Royal. I don't know. Was he in the military? I don't know if he was different before he served, but something is up. Mel Fitness, I agree with what you just said. I ended up going to medical school and I was miserable the whole time. Now I'm in residency and I'm still miserable and I don't even know whose dream this is. Ciao. That happened. I'm so glad my mom invested in me when she saw that I wanted to do acting because it just wasn't normal. You know what I mean? Like a black kid trying to, be the next Punky Brewster. My mom could have been like, girl, what? No, you're going to go to school to do this. But she was just like, is this what you really want to do? Let's go. And she was all in. Still is to this day. Sarah, she said, oh, trust, I know which of my three kids would be the moneymaker and put me in the mansion. So it's nothing wrong with that, right? How to invest in each of your children. You know what I mean? You know that, there's one that can throw a ball into a basketball. You can tell I don't do uh, sports. You know that son or daughter that can throw 3 foot all whatever. Let me stop trying to talk sports. You know what kid is really talented in sports, right? You know which one is really smart with games, and you know which one is a really good debater. So you know how to invest in each and every one of them. But there's one that's going to get you that money quick. That's where you start investing. That's where you start investing. Kim Kardashian's mother knew who the star was in her family, right? She was able to invest in that kid to get the family to where they needed to go. Then she was able to invest in that Kylie. Now Kylie is a bigger star than the OG of the family stardom. You know what I mean? Like she knew all she needed to do was get here. She said all Kylie got to do is hit puberty, and that's where my money is coming in. She knew, but she said this one right here, the little fast one that like them black men, she gonna get us through the door. And this one is gonna make sure we live wealthy for the rest of our lives. You know how to invest in your children. You know who is who. Hey Noel and Mel, thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. And we all support you in whatever you do, girl. Thank you for sharing that. That was huge. Yeah, winter is very beautiful. Kimberly. So he was just like that. Why was he in the Philippines? So I don't know what's going on. Where was River this whole time? You know what I mean? Where was he? If he wasn't in the military, where else was he? Let's talk about it. Oh wow, Ali, I'm gonna have to look for that show. Really? So it was like Aaliyah. So that show was like Bad Girls Club before Bad Girls Club. Hey, Marissa, you sure did. Okay, so Whitney said that Roy was doing something in medicine and was living in Texas before going to the Philippines. Okay, something in medicine. Was he selling meth and imprisoned in Texas? Because I'm just like, you are very, very odd. He's very, very odd. Graciela, leave me alone. Laura said, I'll date River to give him a storyline, but he gonna kick my Thanksgiving table over though. Listen, make sure you have a family member that don't like an IKEA lamp being smacked at him. Mel Fitness, I agree. I think he didn't want anything to do with that family until he saw some money. Now his life is going to fall apart and he's going to wish he said no to that check. Master Junior, because of that mother. She knew which kid to invest in at which time. Speaking of time, I got to get out of here, guys. Because it's about that time. I will see you all Thursday. No, Wednesday. Oh, damn it. I got to wake up tomorrow. No, I got to wake up Wednesday to do this freaking live. I'll see you all Wednesday because I'm about to put myself into a, what is it? What is that guy that slept through time? What is his name? Do y'all know what I'm talking about? It was a story about this man that slept through time. What was his name? What did they call him? What did they call him? Oh, Mel Fitness. I'm watching my Halloween movies first. Then I got my little Rip Van Winkle. Thank you so much, Missy. I'm pulling the Rip Van Winkle. I don't want to be bothered tomorrow. I don't want to be bothered. I don't. Yeah, so I had my first live after the apocalypse. Okay, after the apocalypse, my first live is going to be Wednesday night, and that's going to be for the Real Housewives of Orange County. And listen up, soccer moms. I don't care if you disagree with me. I'm gonna keep on talking my mess about that show. Laura Rumpelstiltskin. Laura, go to bed. Yeah, fingers crossed, Sarah. Fingers crossed. I do feel like it's going to be called. It's going to be called early. I do. I'm just getting a feeling. I'm getting a feeling, but I could be wrong. Anyway, Nikki Van Winkle has to turn in. Okay, I got my tea. I'm about to make myself a nice little warm melatonin bath, and I'm going to be out like a light. Hey, like a light. Hey, like a light. Slept through the election. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Yeah, let's talk about it on Wednesday. I told you, even if we're disappointed and crying and stressed out, we're still going to have a good time. I might be on here, eyes bloodshot, tears rolling down my face, bald spots in my head from pulling out my hair. We still going to have a good time. We got to keep on going. One monkey don't stop no show. One dictator don't stop our freedom. But he could. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much again for joining me. Thank you so much for the people who came back. Thank you. We had a good time tonight. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Come hell or high water. I will be there. Love y'all. Oh, Whitney, Whitney, if there's good news, I'm absolutely partying. I might be on live all day. I might be on live all day. So yeah, if the results are different, we having a party. Having a party. Hey, on the radio. That's my Sam Cooke. Anyway, love y'all. See y'all Wednesday. Or maybe Tuesday if the results come in early. Who knows? Love y'all. Bye. Mwah. Having a party. I'm asleep. Good tonight.